Hey guys, this is Dr. Shwek Singla. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss about a very important topic from the medicine, that is celiac disease. So guys, before starting our topic, let us remember our great freedom fighter Bhagat Singh. So today is his birth anniversary. So guys, after remembering Bhagat Singh, let us start our topic. Celiac disease. So guys, celiac disease is also known as gluten enteropathy, and the genetics behind it is HLA-DQ2 and HLA-DQ8. So guys, you have to remember this. HLA-DQ2 and HLA-DQ8 are behind the celiac disease. So what is the pathology behind it? So guys, there is a hypersensitivity reaction for the gliadin protein which is present in the wheat, barley and the rye. So these three contains the gliadin protein, and there is a hypersensitivity reaction after we take the patient take the wheat, barley and rye. So it's a proximal small intestine disease guys. It's not distal, it's only a proximal small intestine disease. And so there will be iron and the folic acid deficiency, but not vitamin B12 deficiency. Okay guys, because folic acid and the iron are absorbed proximally in the small intestine. So we have iron and folic acid deficiency anemia. So first is the anemia, iron and folic acid deficiency anemia. Now other clinical features of the celiac disease is steatorrhea. So guys, the steatorrhea means bulky stool or the sticky stool, means there is a more fat content in our stool, in the stool of the patient. So it is because of malabsorption of the fat in the intestine. And what is the definition of the steatorrhea? We can name the steatorrhea when there is a more than 7 gram of the fat in the stool in the 24 hour. In the first 24 hour is there is more than 7 gram 7 gram fat in the stool. It is known as steatorrhea. Now guys, what is a very important extra intestinal manifestations of the celiac disease is the dermatitis herpetiformis. It is also known as Durang disease. So guys, what is the dermatitis herpetiformis? So there is the IgA antibodies which attacks on the papillary tip of the dermoepidermal junction and causing the papillovesicles like lesions which have severe itching in them, and it will causes papillary tip microabscesses. So guys, these 4 points are very important for the dermatitis herpetiformis, and you have to learn by heart. So let us see dermatitis herpetiformis. So guys, these are the lesions of the dermatitis herpetiformis. You can see here. So these are the papillovesicular lesions of the dermatitis herpetiformis. Now, so guys, this is the immunofluorescence of which is seen in the this is the immunofluorescence which is seen in the dermatitis herpetiformis. You can see there is a papillary tip. This immunofluorescence is present on the papillary tip, and IgA antibody is responsible for the dermatitis herpetiformis. You can see here also, these are the papillary tip microabscesses. These are papillary tip microabscesses here. This is on the histopath. So guys, what is the treatment for this? The treatment we use is the Dapsone, and also for sure gluten-free diet. Treatment is the Dapsone. So other clinical features are short stature, anemia, as I have told you, iron and the folic acid deficiency anemia, weight loss and the diarrhea. So guys, these are the different type of symptoms which the celiac disease patient present to us. And what are the now how we investigate? So first of all, we can take a biopsy. In the biopsy we find crypt hyperplasia, loss of the villi, means villi atrophy, and there will be intraepithelial CD8 and the T cells in the intraepithelial. Guys, we use a Marsh grading for the histopath examination. This is a Marsh grading, which is a very important grading. I will not going in the detail for this. You have to only remember the name. Now this is the guys of crypt hyperplasia. These are the crypts, guys, which is showing the crypt hyperplasia. And this is the diagram showing, guys, this is normal villi and this is the villi atrophy. Atrophied villi will be looking like this, and this is a normal villi. So these are the different biopsy finding of the celiac disease. Coming to the serology, guys, in the serology we have two questions. First of all, if someone asks you what is the most specific antibody for the celiac disease, that is an anti-endomysial antibody. If someone asks you what is the most sensitive antibody, then you have to tell anti-tissue transglutaminase. So you know very well TTG test. The celiac disease patient go for a TTG test. So this is an anti-tissue transglutaminase enzyme antibodies. So guys, these are the serology. These are different type of investigations we can do for the celiac disease. Now what is the treatment for this, guys? So only treatment for this up till now is the gluten-free diet. So gluten is present in the wheat, barley and the rye. These three contains the gluten, mean the gliadin protein in them, and you have to avoid these type of things. If the patient is unresponsive to for these after avoiding these three, if the patient is unresponsive, then we have to go for the steroid for that patient. Then we have to start steroid for that patient. So these are the different treatment of the celiac disease. Now guys, what is the complication behind this? Complication is the T-cell lymphoma and the small bowel carcinoma. So these two complications of the celiac disease, guys. So guys, that was a topic of celiac disease, and it's a very important topic, guys. Thank you. Do like, share my video and subscribe to my channel. This is Dr. Shivek Singla signing off. Bye bye.